Hey guys, this is Charlie from Holly's Garage. I run a small furniture refinishing business here in Vancouver, BC with my partner Kendall, and today we'll be making over this bedroom set. It was a really well constructed set. It's all solid wood, but you'll see that it's been really beaten up over the years, especially on the bottom half. This set was actually from the same client as my last video with the big mirror and the sideboard, and we're actually going to be doing a similar finish just with different products. Kendall's kicking off this flip by cleaning all three pieces with some simple green and our brush attachment before scuff sanding everything with a 120 grit sandpaper. It's time to address all these dings and scratches with some good old wood filler. There was a lot to fill since these pieces are made of like a softer wood, so it's been a little bit more susceptible to damage over the years. By the time all the filler was on, the dresser looked pretty crazy, but it was necessary to get a really smooth and new looking base. So just sanding everything down now with the 220 until all the filler is flush with the piece. You shouldn't be able to feel any, like lips or bumps. It should just feel like it's the dresser. Not to harp on it, but it's really important to be wearing a mask whenever you're sanding. We're sanding down a lot of wood filler, so we chose to wear our respirators just to be extra protected. And look at all the dust coming out even through the dust collector. That's just not enough, man. The next day we came back out to apply some wood filler water just all over the top just to make sure that the top is nice and smooth. So this is the surface where the light will hit it the most, so any imperfections will be highlighted, and because of that I always try to make sure that my tops are as close to perfect as I can get it. We are going to prime this set with some Kilz oil-based primer. This one is our favorite mainly because it's oil-based, so it'll really help you seal in any exposed wood, which will prevent your bleed through. I also find that oil-based primers really stick to the piece and are generally more durable than their water-based counterparts. Also, I really like the spray can attachment for when I'm doing large pieces or if I'm doing like multiple pieces at a time, because it'll really help my fingers from cramping. So after we're through with the prep, I'm going in with some Sherwin Greek Villa with my Wagner spray gun. This is one of the first times that I'm trying this gun out, and I'm actually really liking how fine the spray comes out. I'm kind of losing daylight in these clips, but hopefully you'll be able to see it clearly enough. We're gonna be doing a faux wood finish on these guys, so this layer of white is just gonna act as like a base coat. Okay, so finally onto the fun stuff. This is where I get to do the faux wood finish, but not with a glaze. This time I'm doing it with some stain. Okay, so first I'm just using like a cheap sponge to apply it in sections, and then I'll take a shop towel and then wipe off the excess in one big motion. I'll take this deck staining brush next to blend out the color, and lastly I'll use this small broom thing to really define the grain. Try to keep everything straight and long to give the most natural effect. I did try to preserve the direction of how the grain would naturally go, so I did tape some sections off, but you can do it all in the same direction if you wanted to. My clients actually had a custom bed built for themselves and stained with Varathane's Grey Willow, so that's what I'm using here. Now, this one is oil-based, but it does work just as well or even better as glaze. It's kind of a pain in the ass to clean, but the results are pretty good. So one tip I learned through doing these tables is that if your stain is drying up too quickly on you, you can add some mineral spirits to kind of thin it out and reactivate it, or you can remove it completely with mineral spirits and try again. Or you can even start off by putting down a thin layer of the mineral spirits before you go to stain, so it just helps to keep everything like wet and movable. Kendall had to help me with this big dresser because it was actually really hard for me to keep my strokes straight. That looks good. Pretty good. So after all that stains had time to dry, you can start to see how it's going to look when it's all done. So all we got to do now is seal in all our hard work with some water-based polyurethane. If you're going to go water-based on top of oil-based or vice versa, you have to really make sure that the piece is dry or you could end up with a mess, especially if you're applying by hand. So by now, all we have to do is hardware, so we're going to be drilling new holes for our poles and installing them before we do one last clean of the insides of the drawers. there's usually some dust or debris that just end up collecting inside the drawers and during the project, so I just like to make sure that the insides are clean. And then I'll also apply some of Howard's feed and wax just to rehydrate the wood if I need to. Okay, so we've taken this boring bedroom set that everyone and their mama has and transformed it into an entirely new and updated set. It was pretty labor intensive, but I think the results are worth it. I love the color that my client chose. It's neutral yet elevated, and so we're ready to wrap everything up and throw them in the U-Haul for delivery. Kendall and I just wrapped all of the furniture, and we've got the 2 sideboards and the dresser, the 2 nightstands, and the big mirror. So we're off to deliver this set. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, I can't even get into oh well, good thing it's right there.
Okay. Wow! Holy